Hey Webster City Middle School, it's Devin.
And Emma.
This is the 12th show of the 11th season here at From the Middle.
It's March 27th, and everybody in Webster City schools recently had spring break.
But now that spring break is over, it's time to go back to school and learn.
Speaking of learning, the 5th graders have been learning a lot about simple machines. Let's go to Sophia to learn more.
Hey WCMS, I'm Sophia, and it's a simple day in science for some 5th graders. That's right, we are talking about simple machines. These include pulleys, inclined planes, wedges, and a few others. We have done an experiment with levers too. We put a binder clip on a ruler, and then we put the binder clip on a dowel and put on a weight on one side, and we use a spring scale to measure how much effort we use to make the ruler level. That's all from me. Now let's level it with Hank.
Hey WCMS, it's Hank. In computer class, the 5th graders are doing PSAs, public service announcements. We made 2-minute videos on iMovie with our 4-people group. Our PSAs are about keeping your private info to yourself. Your private info is your address, phone number, email, and passwords. Here are some examples.
Merry Christmas. What do you want for Christmas? I want a drone. Oh, what's your address? Main Street 1156. What's your phone number? 515-831-123. And what's your email? Eric is the coolest. Okay, I'll give it to you in 3 weeks. Thank you.
That was fun. I think our group did awesome, and so did everyone else. That's all from me. Now let's hop on over to the anchors.
Thank you, Hank. Public service announcements are a great way to create awareness for things you believe in.
I agree. Did you know the 6th graders are also creating things?
I did. Let's ask Susanna what they have been creating in Mini Society.
Hey future inventors, my name is Susanna Wong, and did you know that 6th graders went to Invention Society? Mrs. Brock presented on how to be a creative thinker. Mrs. Brock started the presentation with Bloom's taxonomy about thinking. We also learned about productive thinking. In productive thinking, there was fluency, flexibility, originality, elaboration, and evaluation. While we did flexibility, some students showed us how flexible they are.
Being flexible.
Another of our activities was making a container out of paper to hold our snacks.
I'll give you like $100. I'm doing
In the last part of the presentation, we did SCAMPER, which is an acronym for Substitute, Combine, Adapt, Modify, Put to Another Use, Eliminate, and Reverse. It was very interesting about how we could use it in real life and Mini Society, which is coming up. Mini Society is about selling and buying products in a pretend society. Now let's let Jake present about the recorder unit in music.
Did you know that the first recorders were made in the 1500s in Germany and Greece? Hi, Webster City Middle School. It's Jake here, and in 6th grade music, we are learning how to play the recorder. The recorder is the second smallest instrument in the flute family. I'll stop talking so you can hear us practice playing some songs. That's all from me, so let's tune it back to the anchors.
Keep up the good work, guys. Those recorders sound nice.
With the spring change from winter to spring, there seems to be many colds going around.
That reminds me of what the 7th graders are learning right now.
What's that?
The plague. Jaden has more information about it, so let's go to him.
Hey everyone, Jaden here. Today we are learning about a sickening disease, the bubonic plague. We are learning about it in reading this week. The bubonic plague infected fleas who were carried by rats who then infected people. People who were infected would come down with fever, coughing, large black swellings all over the body, and usually they died after 5 days. Some people tried to hide, but others partied hard and drank wildly, knowing that death was near. By the time it was over, nearly half of Europe was dead. I can't imagine what this would be like if it happened in modern time. It would be so terrible. Well, it looks like my time is up, so let's scurry it on over to Reese.
What's up, Webster City Middle School? I'm Reese. Today I am talking about the 7th graders' color masks. Have you ever heard of a color wheel? A color wheel is a wheel that shows different color sectors to show the relationship between them. We took a piece of paper, drew sketches on our masks, then we began to cut. Once finished cutting and gluing the pieces, we primed our masks with white paint to make the next layer of bright colors more visible. So how does the color wheel tie in with the masks? We took our primed masks and painted at least 6 colors, a tint and a shade. These masks look great. So let's paint it on over to the anchors.
Wow, those art masks are really creative.
Hey, Devin, remember that report you did on Vietnam 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, and now the 8th graders are reading a book about the life of a teen affected by the war.
Let's go to McKaylee to hear more.
Hey WCMS, it's McKaylee, and in the 8th grade reading classes we are reading a novel called Children of the River. It is about a young girl named Sandara and her journey of traveling to America with her aunt, uncle, and her cousins from a war-stricken Cambodia. It takes place in the middle of the Vietnam War and talks about the hardships and emotions that Sandara and her family go through while trying to make that transition in life. We read the chapters either as an individual or as a large group. After we are done reading the chapters, we pick 3 questions to answer about each chapter. Then, after reading 5 chapters and finishing the questions, we take a test over what we have read. I'm really enjoying this story, and I feel like it can help you learn a bit more about the Vietnam War affecting Cambodia. Well, that's all for me, so now let's book it on over to Gracie.
How's it going, WCMS? Gracie here. Recently, we went to Webster City High School to check out the filming of WCTV, their news show that they have up there. In my opinion, the entire experience was pretty hectic. We were assigned roles of what some of their students do regularly, like filming the show.
Do you know what your money's there? Oh. It's in your script. We added it in. No, I know exactly. Okay.
So there's a little...
What do you expect from me, Caitlin?
Being an anchor.
Bye.
And working back in the control room.
Can you hear her?
No, I can't. I don't know anything. I don't know.
Most of us actually just sat there and watched the filming in action, but it certainly taught us some stuff. Here's some of the footage in action.
Kira, did you enjoy the field trip you went on? It looked like a lot of fun.
It really was true. It was very informative and fun for me to do. There were many interesting people we met, like Dan Wardell, who's a childhood hero of mine.
What's happening, WCHS? I'm Daniel Blankenship here with Emma.
We will be bringing you what's going on this week.
Starting off with Monday, there will be all-state speech at UNI all day.
As you can tell, things are much more complicated than how we produce things from the middle. However, that shouldn't stop any 8th graders from joining. Well, it's time to sign off to the anchors. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check out WCTV to see a couple of us in it.
Thanks, Gracie. It was a lot of fun.
Now, for some upcoming events. There will be weight training for 7th graders on Thursday, March 29th, from 3:30 to 4:15 p.m.
Also on March 29th will be the 8th grade choir visit to Crestview Nursing Home to sing at 2 p.m.
Practices for 7th and 8th grade boys track has started, and the girls track will be starting on April 2nd.
Remember, there's no school on Friday. Well, that's all for now.
Happy Easter
From the middle.